And there's a base hit by McNeil. There's a base hit by Alonso. And the Cubs trail this game 18-1. Better get tomorrow.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Our Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Please support the show and be a part of our community by following on all audio platforms. And you can watch, subscribe, and leave a comment on YouTube. Thanks so much for making us your first listen. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's Friday episode is presented by Rocket Money. Stop throwing your money away and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/lockedonmlb. Well, following the Cubs 10-1 loss to the Mets on Thursday, Friday's game against the Reds has been upgraded to critical. Boy, oh boy, do we hope that you're listening before 1:20 on Friday. And I would go as far as to say it is a must-win game, and we're going to tell you why as we get going here. Sam, how are you doing as we record here on a Thursday evening? And I'm actually looking forward to talking about advancing the ball up the field and the importance of Friday's game.
Yeah, I'm not doing well.
Right.
I hope what I'm feeling is just allergies, but I feel like a cold coming on, which would be really bad timing because this is my last kind of free weekend until like August. So as far as the game goes, I'm going to work backwards and tell you why I think tomorrow's important. Then I'd like to break down the game. Friday is a huge game for the Cubs because
Would you call it a must win, or you don't want to do that?
I mean, must win strong. It's a huge game because it's a momentum swing type of thing. You win the first two games. You see this all the time. You win the first two games of a homestand, you're feeling good. You go for the sweep Thursday night, you get your butt kicked. Okay. So now, and it's a quick turnaround. You play at 6:40, game ends at 9:30. You blink, it's 1:20 on Friday. You have to, and then you have Friday night off. You have Saturday day off. You don't play till Saturday night. And you're a team right now that has to stack wins. And you look at who you have coming up after Cincinnati, Tampa, the Padres, the Angels, the Giants. It gets really, really tough. And you need these wins. And I said before this homestand that I was going to wait the 9 games and come in and tell you where I'm at. And it could be gone. It could be out on this team's postseason hopes. And you know, they need to at least win 5 on this homestand. Winning the first 2, you want to really win 6. And this is a really big weekend, 2 out of 3 minimum. But you'd really like to get greedy, and you'll start to get greedy if you can win tomorrow on Friday. So really big game. If the season stays where it's been, if it stays on brand, you get concerned about close loss Friday, blowout win Saturday despite Tyone pitching, and close loss Sunday. That's what I fear. But hopefully we take care of business and set the tone. I think Friday sets the tone for the whole weekend, including Memorial Day. So really big game. As far as this game goes, why don't you talk? We'll talk Hendricks, then we'll talk about the bats that slept through their alarm clock.
Well, yeah, Thursday's game really did a number on me, which I did not expect. And before my entire vibe changes, because remember, I was the did Tuesday's win over the Mets turn the season around person.
Yeah, well, you go game to game pretty extreme.
Especially after being in attendance for Tuesday's contest.
Yeah.
But before I change my entire vibe, yeah, I do want to do some reflection on Thursday's action, because Hendricks was okay. He wasn't terrible, and he wasn't particularly good, in my opinion. His evening ends with a hit batsman. That's not always a great way to end an outing. And I definitely have some trepidation about him. It was great to see him out there. It definitely played with some emotions. But he was only okay. And I understand that the big inning the Mets had off him was a lot of soft contact. There was no extra base hits. but it was still 4 runs at the end of the day.
Yep.
And then the Cubs did not put up a fight at all, not even a speck of a fight. And easy to say when the score was 4-1, but I did text you and said it's going to be a blowout. And that's exactly what happened, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll start with Hendricks. I agree with your assessment. I thought he was fine. I thought in that big third inning, you just kind of see the negative of Kyle Hendricks and the negative when you really can't put anybody away with a swing and miss pitch. I also think sometimes on this show, and I think everybody's guilty of it, we look at through a Cubs lens. Sometimes you have to tip your cap. I thought the hitting in this game by McNeil and Alonso was world class.
Yeah.
They were really good. The way they hung in there.
Those two guys are really good.
Yeah, and they took. I mean, that the takes on the changeup by Alonso were really good, and it led to his hits. And I really thought the only pitch that I thought Kyle will probably say he should have had back was the 0-2 second and third 2-out pitch to Marte. Game was still right there. It was 2-1, and it felt that hit felt like the game because it was a cold day. Cubs weren't hitting, and it wasn't a bad pitch. But because of the hitter, because it's a guy that hasn't hit all season, who's a relatively free swinger, you can't give him something hittable 0-2 there. That pitch has to be buried. Let him get himself out, base open. Like I said, you're not encouraging him to hit the baseball there. You're encouraging him to make an out, and that was just not a good pitch. I think outside of that, he was fine. I would say that in his first start back, I could see the path, to use one of your phrases. I could see the path to him being an upgrade over what they've had at the back end of that rotation with Wisniewski and Tyone. So I'm going to let it be. I'm not as frustrated about Kyle because the game got kind of out of hand. I'm more frustrated at this theme offensively at pitchers getting right versus the Cubs, right? Happened with Taijuan Walker last weekend. Happened with Patrick Corbin. Happened with Trevor Williams. Happened today with Carrasco. These guys should not be dominating the Cubs. No. I had some good back and forth on Twitter with some people that were saying this offense is pathetic.
I saw that.
And I corrected them. They're not a pathetic offensive team. That's just not factual. But I do think very much like the team as a whole, the stats offensively are kind to the Cubs because of their blowouts. So they're hitting with runners in scoring position looks better than it is because they do it all in 1 or 2 games. The way I evaluate an offense is very similar to how I evaluate a pitcher. How often do you give your team a chance to win the baseball game? So the Cubs this is the Cubs' 21st game of the year, scoring 3 runs or less, I believe. And when you score 3 runs or less, typically that's not a very competitive job. I think 3 runs is borderline, 2 or less is bad.
Right.
I think the magic number in today's game is if you get to 4, you feel good. If you get to 5, you feel great.
Yes.
But the Cubs also have been a top-end team in scoring like 6, 7, 8 runs. So overall, I don't think the offense has been bad, but there's this trend that I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated of is getting dominated by really mediocre to be kind pitching. Irvin, Hoeing. I mentioned all these guys that have just really pitched.
Those are 6, 7 examples now you've listed.
Yeah, and it's unacceptable. And I understand it was a hard day to hit, but today was offensively, and granted they weren't going to win the game regardless, but today was unacceptable on offense. And Friday will be interesting because you're facing a guy like Hunter Green who has not had a good season. But as somebody pointed me out on Twitter, you just don't like facing those guys in a big game because if they're on, you don't have a chance.
Yeah, and we've talked about Hunter Green before, and Justin Steele's on the other side. I feel good about that.
Right.
He continues to emerge as a legit number 1 guy. But yeah, Green throws hard, strikes out a lot of batters, has an ERA close to 5 right now.
Yep.
There's really 4 names that I'm keeping an eye on in the Reds lineup: India,
Friedel
and Steer, and then they brought up a prospect in the last couple of weeks, Matt McClain, a shortstop, who's off to a nice start. But the Cubs win that game Tuesday, then they win again the next day and do so in answer back fashion, and then they lose big. And so to turn this tide and to lose some of the repetitiveness of what's occurred here, a victory.
2 games isn't a winning streak.
It's not. It's just not. And a victory puts the Cubs at 23-27 on Friday.
Yeah,
you're within still a handful of games of the NL Central, which is wild.
Yeah, the Brat Stoppers got beat by the Giants Thursday night at home.
They did, and they have 3 more in San Fran this weekend. The Pirates are at the Mariners, and the Cardinals are at the Guardians. So everybody's on the road except the Cubs.
The Brewers are here.
I'm sorry?
The Brewers are playing in Wisconsin.
Oh, they are? I thought they were in San Fran.
No. If that was the case, that game would be starting right about now.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Thank you. I do apologize.
No, it's all right. But the Pirates in Seattle, that could be a really ugly trip for them.
Yeah, that could maybe eliminate them from the race.
No. Nobody's getting eliminated except the Cubs.
But Friday's game is so critical because even with Tyone Saturday, you know they're going to score off that lefty Williamson.
No, they're going to score.
And then
warmer.
Sunday, it's Smiley, the best pitcher in the National League, against
Graham
Graham Ashcraft, that odd righty.
Yeah, who hasn't, who pitched once last year at Wrigley and it didn't go well for him. And tomorrow will be cool again.
About 60s and sunny.
Which should play into the hands of Steele when he's just attack. Make guys hit the ball out of the park tomorrow. No walks. Green sometimes has trouble with the walks and get going early. It's one of those games. You flush today, it happens. But Mets are a good team. They're hard to sweep. You come out Friday, you win a nice 5-1 tilt. You feel really good heading into Memorial Day weekend where I'll be, hanging out with a humidifier.
So what is our plan for Saturday then?
Yeah, I think so. We looked at bleacher seats; they're already sold out. I think we wait to see what happens tomorrow. I think because if they get beat tomorrow, I'm not going Saturday.
Okay,
I'm just not. I'm not going to watch them win 19-2 and then lose Sunday. I don't vibe with that. We could do something else. You can come over to my place if you want to watch it. Bring me some PM Tylenol or something. If they win tomorrow, I think we invest in some cheap seats and just go out there and enjoy a Saturday night on the town or something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, if they win tomorrow, it'll be like Game 7 for me Saturday night. I'll be locked in like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, if anybody has a pair of bleacher tickets, maybe give us a ring.
Yeah, you really want to sit in the. I can't. I didn't realize how big of a ticket Saturday night would be, just because people don't really care. People don't care about the product or the team or who they're playing. They just want something to do. Nobody. How many people?
Well, it's a rare Saturday night at Wrigley.
How many people actually go to Cubs games and they care about if they win or not?
Not sure. Maybe we'll do a survey if we go.
It's probably what? If they average about 33,000, I'd probably say 12, 13,000 are just there to put it on their Instagram story. I mean, seriously.
Just there for the photo?
Yeah, fair for the photo, a few beers, and, tomorrow I'm going to a concert. Great. Whereas I'm so locked in, man.
Right. We're on the appropriately named show. You're locked on every pitch.
I haven't missed a pitch. Oh, man. I love this team.
This entire year, huh?
No, I just wish it was better, man. Oh, look. I got 18 Twitter notifications.
That's a lot. You've blown up on there. Not even a year in, you're almost at 1,000.
Do we owe Zach McKinstry an apology? His OBP's up over 380.
I think we do.
Oh,
He's
boy.
having a nice year. The Tigers are in second.
Another botch. I mean, this guy looks great.
All right, coming up next, we get to
beat
some
the Pale Hose today,
including a certain infielder who got sent to Des Moines.
Oh, be careful.
We go over all of that coming up next. Today's episode is brought to you by our great new sponsor, Bird Dogs. Looking for fit, comfort, and versatility with your shorts and pants? Then you got to try Bird Dogs. I look better and feel great wearing Bird Dogs. The weather's getting warmer. It's sunny outside, stretchy fabric. It's a great shorts and pants for the summer season, whether you're out at Wrigley, whether you're at a meeting, maybe a date, hanging out with friends, whatever you're doing. Bird Dogs are the shorts and pants for you. Go to birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB. And when you enter the promo code LockedOnMLB, they'll throw in a free custom Bird Dogs Yeti style tumbler with every order. So for fit, comfort, and versatility, go to birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB today.
Hey,
the
Matt,
Cubs play the Reds at 1:20 p.m. Central Friday.
Sorry.
And you can listen to every pitch with the Cubs hometown broadcast on Sirius XM and SXM app, search Cubs, or tune in channel 844 and catch the Cubs all season long on Sirius XM. Sam?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Before we get into the news and notes about a lot of people's fan bases, Mike Schmidt getting sent down, I'd like to ask you and our listeners what they think about yes or no. Comment below if you agree with this tweet by me.
Okay.
Call me a complainer. This is a quote now. Call me a complainer. Call me old school. Nothing irks me quite like my team getting their behind kicked, having a rough season, and everybody celebrating when the position player gets a whiff down 9. Makes me, in all caps, sick. Let me know if you
and I believe you.
Yeah, no. Does that bother you? Like when the position player comes in, we're down 10, and everybody goes, "Oh my God, Tucker Barnard threw a scoreless inning. Let's laugh because we're down 15 and we're 6 under."
No,
That's the Kobe Bryant in me, man. Kobe Bryant would hate that stuff.
It's
about winning.
Super annoying.
No, it's about winning. At this level, it's not about laughs. It's not about fun. It's about winning.
I love that. No, it's really annoying, and I'm tired of position players pitching.
Ugh,
Frank Schwindel pitched one of those years. Remember, he made like 6 or 7 appearances. I think that was last year.
You know, it was last season when we were losing like 35.
He's in Japan now for the Oryx Buffaloes.
Oh man, I don't feel good. I might go to the doctor.
All right, so some news and notes. A lot of pitching notes here, including 3 relievers. So we're going to Des Moines for this report. For the most part, Cody Hoyer is eligible to return from the IL on Monday. But listen to these numbers. In 6 1/3 innings, Hoyer has allowed 7 runs on 7 hits with 7 walks and 8 strikeouts. But he has thrown 2 2/3 scoreless frames in his 2 most recent appearances and has routinely hit 99 on speed guns. So we'll see if we see him after the weekend turns, maybe a couple more appearances for him. And then 2 intriguing bullpen candidates for the Cubs this summer, also for the Cubs. One is righty Daniel Palencia, we talked about on a show.
Gas tonight. Yeah.
Made his AAA debut Thursday, struck out 2 in his 1 inning of work. He was electric. And then lefty Bailey Horn was in front of him tonight. He sports a 1.93 ERA in 18 innings. Also pretty good looking prospect there. So maybe the Cubs do have bullpen reinforcements. Hopefully it's not too late. And joining those dudes is going to be Nick Madrigal, who was sent down as the corresponding move for Kyle Hendricks on Thursday. Madrigal in 93 at-bats this year produced a slash line of 247, 286, 301. Smash the like button.
I don't know. Every time I say anything bad about Madrigal, I feel like I'm going to lose the show. So,
right. So yeah, you're not feeling well. You're getting cold, or
no? I put my hood on in response to the Hoyer numbers.
Yeah,
I didn't
7s are wild there. 7
no, I didn't want to hear that, but yeah,
long.
no. After this ends, I'm going to tuck myself in. So,
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of just all hit me here.
Yeah, no, Cody Hoyers. Yeah, he doesn't seem ready.
No.
But everybody's in love with his velo, which I understand, but you can't give up 7 hits.
Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Next.
All right, well, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I do have one more. Hayden Wisniewski has now made 2 starts since being sent down. Wisniewski on Thursday went 4 innings, allowing 3 runs, just 1 earned on 2 hits while walking 2 and striking out 4. So we'll keep an eye on his progress as he continues to journey back his way to the north side.
Keep working. All
right. Well, we're going to keep moving on here. Coming up next is one of our favorite segments dating back to when we first started podcasting in August of 2020. It's called Best and Worst of the Week. Stay tuned. Today's episode is brought to you by Rocket Money, a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about. Chances are you're one of them. Rocket Money can help you with that by canceling those subscriptions for you and they'll also track and manage your finances all in the same place, including categorizing your expenses so you can easily track your budget in real time. Stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and more by going to rocketmoney.com/lockedonmlb. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedonmlb for Rocket Money today. Best and worst of the week as we close out this Friday episode. We've talked about how important Friday's game is, went over some news and notes. Now we're going to finish off with best and worst. I have two bests, and today was a little cluttered for me. But I don't know if I really have truly a worst besides the Cubs' poor play. So would you like to get to your best first, so that I could close with mine, or?
Can I don't have one. Can I give my worst?
Okay, I give your worst then. Yeah.
I have a couple. I don't. The weather really threw me off this week.
Yeah, what the heck?
And that could be where my symptoms have arisen from. It was
this is a goofy show.
It was like really warm, and then all of a sudden, the last couple of days, like I've been in the mode where I don't really check the weather before I leave the home.
Wednesday, Thursday was freezing,
and I just left like it was the last couple of days. I had like a t-shirt and shorts on. I sprint back upstairs. It was really chilly, and kind of felt like it was April again.
Right,
and that bothered me.
And the Cubs were 12-7 in April, though.
Yeah, no. At one point they were.
Yeah.
I guess I'll say my best is I'm really excited to watch Denver in these finals.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'm a really big Jokic fan, and I enjoy the way he plays the game of basketball. And keep an eye out on Saturday night. I believe it will be Saturday night. I think it's every other. Keep an eye out on Saturday night. I know people will be busy. It's Memorial Day weekend and yada, yada, yada. We're getting kind of close to some history. The Boston Celtics were down 3-0, and tonight they cut it to 3-2. And you feel like if they win in Miami on Saturday to even up that series, that they're not going to lose a game 7. Remember,
wow,
that has never happened in the history of the game. Somebody coming back from 3-0. And as I told people today, there never was a 16 that beat a 1. There was never a team that came back from 3-0 until 04, Red Sox, Yanks. The Cubs were never going to win a World Series until Ben Zobrist came to the dish with 2 on. So the world is meant to have these things break, and that'd be kind of a cool thing in history. Now, as somebody who wants to see Denver win it, I'd rather Miami win because I think Denver will walk all over them.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I guess that's my best. Oh, and I had a regular Coke today for the first time in like 6-7 months, and because I needed to pick me up in the middle of the day, and I don't drink coffee.
Oh no.
And I was bouncing, man. Yeah. I felt like somebody shot me up with energy. I mean, I was feeling great for about 2 hours, and then I came down.
And then he crashed, yeah.
I crashed just strong.
Oh, okay. I don't want to speak for you.
No, yeah, please don't.
Wow, that's big news.
No, and man, was it. For those that don't know,
it was refreshing.
I used to be addicted to regular Coke, or Coca-Cola, obviously. I used to be like addicted to it. I used to have it like 2-3 times a day until I got to be in my mid-20s, and I went to the doc, and he was starting to tell me that things weren't looking great, so I cut it out, and since then I felt better, and my numbers, all that stuff's good. And every now and then I bring it back because it's just so delicious, man.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, you have a bit of a caffeine problem. Go ahead.
Yes, I do. So my two bests are so number one, our freshman baseball season wrapped up last week, and we finished 24-6 on the season.
Wait, let's give a round of applause to that ball club.
Thank you. Just an outstanding group of kids. And really good baseball players.
Now,
24-6 is very rare, especially at the freshman level.
I'm no mathematician like your assistant, Mr. Garris, but I believe that's an 80% win percentage, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
24 out of 30, 2 goes into 24, 12 out of 50. Yeah, that's 80%.
No, it's
that's so in that case,
it's Rays like.
Wait, let me just get a quick calculate. No, it's better than the Rays, dude. 162 times point. That's 130 win pace, man. Over 162. So
wow,
that's pretty good. That's fast math right there. I should be in like the honors level.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, no, I did that with my calculator.
Okay. And the other piece of news is that I have a teaching job for the fall. So I wanted to release that as well. If you're this far into the episode, I appreciate all your support. I was a little bit in limbo with that. And so I did want to announce that publicly. And I'm very excited for where I'm going to be landing.
And unfortunately, that'll be the end of our show. But congratulations to you and everybody watching.
Oh, no. Oh,
no,
the end of the show, you mean as a whole?
As a whole, dude. No, this will be it. So congrats on the teaching job. And starting in late August, you can catch me and my new my new host, TBD. We'll see. No, I'm joking. That's great.
No, don't joke about that.
No. Well, if they continue to play like this, there won't be a show.
Okay,
somebody said they're going to get blown out on Friday. If that happens, I won't be appearing Sunday evening.
Shout out to everydayers.
Do we do a show? Do we do a show on Monday?
I think we're gonna do Sunday for Monday, but we might take Monday for Tuesday off, dude.
Oh yeah, yes. Find a sub for me.
All right, sounds good. Maybe Politis.
Yeah, something like a Politis situation.
Shout out to the everydayers who are with us all 5 episodes throughout the week. You can become an everydayer by checking us out each and every weekday. Also, we're debuting on Monday's episode new graphics for the video version of the program. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for Locked On Cubs on YouTube and smash the like button for the algorithm, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast on the audio side. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.